Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stars with Stasi, where no matter who or what you are on this cosmic journey, you are welcome here. I'm Stasi, your trusted psychic, intuitive reader, and fellow Scorpio. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes just to make sure that everyone can see and hear me okay. So please, if you're in the chat already, thanks for stopping by. And if you could just let me know that you can hear me. As you know, sometimes we have technical challenges. So just looking up to see, I'm not getting the feedback it looks like I need from, let's see, 1 second. Hello, everyone. Let's see if this is working here. Oh, good. You can hear me and see me. Perfect, because I had to stop there for a second. All right. Thank you, Peter. All right, guys. Let me make sure that, give me a second and let me make sure I can see the chat. All right. Well, for whatever reason, I cannot see it there. So we're going to look at it here. All right, guys. Thank you. Let me get it together. So how exciting is this? So it's the 12-12 portal, right? But also when you add up 12, 1, 2 equals 3. You guys know that's my jam. That's my number, 1, 2, 3. So this energy is very important. And I'm also purposely doing this at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the numbers are aligned. We're going to talk a lot about how we can use this energy to better ourselves, to get in right relationship and harmonize, right? So this is going to be a pretty intense reading, Scorpio, not your normal weekly. This is going to be for the energy that we're going to work with from the period of today through the Capricorn solstice on the 21st. So we're going to talk about all these energies because in between all that, we've got the full moon in Gemini happening in our 8th house. So that's going to be hitting home for Scorpio rising, that energy first, and Scorpio sun in your natal chart. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. I'm glad everybody is here. Guys, if you're new to my channel, as I fix my chair, you see me hopping around. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on these lives again. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this energy for Scorpio. What are you trying to tell me? This says straddling the worlds. Wandering between realms, number 52, which reduces to number 7. Very spiritual, divinely guided. Literally, the veil is so thin. This is a very powerful portal. And when I was meditating and getting the messages for this, it was interesting because there was a lot of releasing, right? And one of the major things that I saw was that we as humans have spent so much time healing, right? And I say healing because that is a lot of energy that we put into something. We give it a lot of focus, healing, trauma, shadow work, right? How about now we release that? And how about we step into 2025 with an attitude of harmonizing? We want to harmonize with what we're attracting. We want to harmonize with our soul tribe. We want to harmonize with our partners, our people, and even our shadows. We want to harmonize because when you are in harmony and in right relationship with yourself and the energies of what you want because it wants you, the blockages gone. Right? Or if not at least gone, you can see it, you can perceive it, and you can release it, right? So you have to first know it exists in order to do anything about it. So I hope that makes sense. Is this still recording? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this and I'm getting such a lag. So hopefully this is still recording because I'm not seeing any comments and my image didn't come through properly. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this portal alignment for the 12-12 and understand what it is that we can do. So Spirit, this says here we're straddling worlds, and I'm feeling like this is going to be very much talking about an energy of, guys, can you hear me? Is this coming through? Because I'm not seeing any movement in the chat, and I'm a little concerned because I'm not seeing anything in OBS. And before I keep going, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So please, please, please drop a little note, a little something. The last thing I saw was just from a couple of minutes ago, so I can't tell if I'm still recording. And to be honest with you, I've got a lot planned for this. Good. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Peter. All right. So I'm going to get back on track with what I was saying before I answer anything. So straddling the world, we have wandering between realms, and we also have stranger, curiosity, number 53. And these are well shuffled. So what's interesting is we have one number in front of the other, 52, 53, number 7, number 8. So I feel this is a huge message, to be honest, about co-creating with spirit, co-creating with the universe, call it what you want, because number 7 is that divine intervention. Number 8 is that number of creation. So let's look into it and see how we can use this portal to work for us. The sun shows up. So spirit's redirecting me. Now, when I was saying earlier about harmonizing, that is the goal for 2025, right? To become in alignment, to be in alignment, to feel that you already have the things that you desire, because I really want everyone to understand that you only desire something, you only think of something when it shows up in your algorithm, because it is meant for you to examine in some form or fashion to determine why it continues to show up. Is this something that you want to place your energy in? Because when you place your energy in something, it will grow. So what are you thinking about on a regular basis? Where are you leaving your mind? Right? Is it in the past? Is it with someone who hurt you, who harmed you? Because then that energy is what you're omitting, and that just attracts more of that. We talk about this a lot, but this portal is saying stop focusing on the healing, right? Maybe that is at this point where we need to say, enough of the dramas, enough of the traumas, and not to say that they're not going to continue to happen, Scorpio, but this is a time where we have to alchemize. We've really got to be conscious of our thoughts and our energy and our movements. Woo. All right. So where is Scorpio now? When we're talking about portal alignment, where is Scorpio? Where is our current energy and focus? And how can we use this energy for the next, I think, 9 days? All right. So we've got the Queen of Wands. Very magnetic, very attractive. And I always say that. I love the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands was very much our 2024 archetype, right? Doesn't matter if you're male or female. It was the archetype of getting what you want, going after what you want, being desirable. And really taking action for your betterment, right? Releasing everybody else's situations and focusing on you and getting people to back you as well. And not because you need it, Scorpio, but and not that even people did it outwardly, right? I think that a lot of people watched our glow up from afar, and I guess that's the best thing I can say. So right now, this energy is on really manifesting, right? I feel like a lot of Scorpios are very focused on getting the things that they've been desiring for some time. So the purpose of this video is to really allow your mind to leave this thought of, I have to have, I need to have, this want mentality, right? This healing, this constant focus on something that's harmful, and redirect your energy. And if nothing else, just harmonize. That's what you want to do. You don't have to agree. You don't have to understand other people. If it's not for you, you're not going to understand it. Move it along. It's a true story. Anything else about this Queen of Wands? Hold on. Where'd you go? What? Shut up. All right, look here. You know me and these numbers. Oh, what are you doing? Hold on, the chariot flew out. Oh my God, that's too much. Wow. Woo. So what flew out when I said anything else about the Queen of Wands, between the download and the cards that flew out, Spirit said you're going to be on a solo journey to greatness. Shit. So what does that mean? The way I'm seeing it is that you can definitely expect that the, being at the top can be lonely, right? But when everyone's at the top because you see them that way, then it's a lot about sharing. and it becomes less about competition and more about curiosity. But until you find your tribe that you harmonize with, it's definitely going to feel like jealousy and people like naysaying what it is that you want to do. And before you take that personally, take a good look at them. I mean, do they pay your bills? Who are they to you? What are they projecting about themselves? And I say that because these two cards, I have two number fives. 5 is a number of disruption, upset, change, right? And it also can be about a lot of emotion, right? In this 5, this person's feeling like left out. Like, you know, what, I can't hang with you guys anymore? Or, you know, you don't want to see me, or maybe the energies are reversed. And we are in the holidays and things are difficult. Many Scorpios are right now losing loved ones to the, you know, and if that's you, because I know there's so many of us that are, my heart's with you. And just know that this is actually a very divine guided moment if you are losing a loved one right now. All right, so I'm going to move past that energy respectfully. All right, so we've got the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords. And so I feel that there's a lot of movement and change happening as well, and having to be very much how should I say this? Crafty is how it's coming through. Like you continue to do you. Keep going after what it is that you want. Keep your focus on, look, if you're creating disruption, you're doing something right. That's the best thing I can say, right? If no one's turning heads, because that's not Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands turns heads. You know, they have a lot to say. And they have a lot to manage and a lot of energy and passion behind them. And so when you start living authentically, I think that's the best way to say it. When you're harmonizing and you're living authentically, you turn heads. And that isn't for everybody. That can breed jealousy. That can breed feeling like you're left out. That can breed energy of people who used to be your besties. Just now you guys have nothing in common. That relationship that you've had has been grandfathered into your life, right? It's been with you forever. And now you're at a crossroads, Gemini energy, that full moon that's coming up. So there's something here about, with this portal, understand that if you're creating a wave in the universal matrix, you are doing something right. The Chariot card comes through, and I always say that this is a card about, yes, taking control of a situation and being in a power position, but it's because you are neutral, like you're neutral. You can see both sides of a situation. You can see another person's perspective without owning it as your own. You can share with someone else what it is you believe to be true without trying to convert someone else. And that's going to be very important because, you know, this reading is not just about this is how your week's going to go. This is how your life is going to shift. This is very important that you understand the spiritual benefits behind this, because this is number 7 as well, Cancerian energy. And we saw 7 that started our reading. So if you are feeling overly excited or pulled towards any opinion, investigate that. That's unhealthy. Anything that takes you off that middle path, it's getting your attention for a reason. But, you know, you are not the agent of change. Rather, you are supposed to focus on yourself and evolve within you, therefore inspiring the change in others, not forcing or creating something that isn't meant for someone else. Whew, that came through quite a bit. That's not what I expected. I hope everyone's doing well, guys. Tell me in the comments how you're experiencing this 12-12 energy. What are you looking for in life? What are you looking to manifest and release? Can you understand the importance of harmonizing versus constantly living in that trauma bonded place, right? Because there is something to think about, that when you are always in this place of healing and the wounded soldier and the 9 of Wands, and you're always there and you're always there, you feed it. You feed that beast and it will always be there. So now how about just put your energy on harmonizing with what suits who you are now. Ace of Swords coming through with the Hierophant. Interesting. Also, I feel like we are going to have some truths revealed to us about so many things. If you hang tight until the end of this reading, I'm going to have an open discussion about some interesting premonitions I've had now that this portal is so open and the veil is so thin. So I'd love to hear what you guys think, especially about the drones. We're going to talk about that. All right, so moving on. And it is pertinent to this because, look, more information is going to come out. The truth will be revealed about so many things that we have falsely believed to be true in traditional thoughts and programs. This is a great time to be alive, quite frankly. If you choose to see that this shedding is painful, but it's actually freedom, truly. All right, so what is opening for Scorpio? What opportunities will be opening for Scorpio as we continue to push through the naysayers, right? And that's, you have to keep focus on yourself and your mission and the purposes being revealed to you. That's too many. I've got the Three of Pentacles. They want me to acknowledge the Three of Pentacles. This is 2025 is going to be a lot of creation and co-creation and a lot of bringing things that you've always desired to manifest form in ways you could not have envisioned. There's going to be a lot of access where in the past we've worked from a place of restriction. Ooh, wow, I hope so. Access versus restriction. Yes. Shit. All right, so what's opening up for Scorpio? And they're saying access. Touche. Keep going. Access indeed. Oh, shit. All right, so we've got the Queen of Cups with this Star card. Look at all this emotion, all this water energy. That's beautiful. Healing energy as well. As I speak about releasing the idea of healing, maybe I should rephrase that. It's just about redirecting the energy around what you're doing, the energy around the shadow work, right? So let's alchemize it. It doesn't have to be traumatic, heavy, healing shadow work every week where you're just like, ugh. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be like an opportunity to take out the ick, right? It can actually be an exciting thing. Like, all right, I am going to, this week, I'm going to face this challenge. I'm going to eat this frog and I'm going to deal with it. And then I'm going to release it. And Star card energy, right? This is the hope after the tower. This is Aquarius energy as well. So energy for the greater good, for the masses, the freedom, because this person is bold and they're nude and they are unafraid and they are working with the energies of the universe to create. And this 8-pointed star above their head is exactly that. So we have the Queen of Cups coming through as well. Water energy, technically Cancer as well. So Cancer shows up twice. So a lot of emotions here. A lot of Scorpios in reflection during this portal, at a crossroads, determining how they want to move forward. So Spirit's acknowledging that journey, and Spirit saying that you are not alone and to keep going, because that dream that you have is also the dream of Spirit. And just remember that the universe cannot create without you, right? Without your physical vessel, the light of wisdom combined with the light of mercy. So, all right, interesting. That's really beautiful energy that I'm picking up as well. It's very strong in saying this next phase of life is about perception, because everything in fact is true. You will be overly inundated with information from many realms and, oh shit, one moment. I'm channeling a lot, guys, so just bear with me. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Before I zone all the way out, like, share, subscribe, comment. All right, now, the way this is coming through is that you are going to be inundated with so much information from many, many realms that you're going to have to be, you're being forced to find that hermit energy, that light within to guide you down your path, what's true for you. So this is about shining brightly amongst the cosmic sea. One moment. That energy was intense. Beautiful. So what action does Scorpio need? I love this. What actions does Scorpio need to take? That was a lot of cards, but they want me to acknowledge and take them, and that was a lot of cards. So I've got okay. So that they're going in groups like this. So I've got the World card with the Ten of Wands. Couldn't be any more clear, right? Ending of a chapter. Difficult days are behind you. You're crossing a threshold to home. And home is going to look different for everybody, but I say it often about harmonizing with what's meant for you. And one of the reasons that it is such a welcome home party on, as we approach 2025 and forward, is because this is again about harmonizing, and you don't have to mask. You can just be yourself. You're going to be at ease, and things look really good, to be honest with you. And it's going to go first another period of disruption, but it's perceived disruption. And again, we'll talk about this later at the end, but there's a lot of perceptions that you actually can control. So we've got the Ace of Cups with the Ten of Cups. So here we've got endings, and here we have beginnings. It's beautiful, right? Because we've got the World card where you've got the 4 holy creatures, divine support. And here you've got the Ten of Cups, just happiness, community, togetherness. And I think we're going to see a lot of that, small communities coming together to support the people within their harmonious tribe. We've got the Emperor coming through with the Page of Swords. And I have to honor this energy, although it's a little bit different than what I expected. I feel very strongly that this is saying that this is a time of empowerment for the people, a time of freedom. Perception's going to be key in how you handle this energy and what you bring towards you. You can expect that within the next several days leading up to the solstice, that you will receive divine messagings where your mission will become more clear. You will continue to see things that you do not understand yet, but do not fear. Do not fear. This will bring you into harmonious alignment with the energies that you seek. It is important to understand that what others say may be true for them, but not true for you. Do not become alarmed by others' perceptions that are widely broadcasted. You have the ability, you have the ability to change the direction of your energy flow. Always. Excuse me. Whew. Okay. That's intense. So that was a lot to say, I think, that basically when we are aligning ourselves for the energy of this portal, right, we're going to work with the energy of 3, with the energy of creation. When you find something that excites you, go all in and enjoy the ride. And I think that that's the other thing. This time of 2025 and forward is going to be very exciting, very different than the heaviness that we've been in. And again, this is about harmonizing and integration of timelines. I am feeling that very much, like an integration of timelines, an understanding of the quantum reality that you are in, and like an ability to put together your best self by picking and choosing the highest aspects of each version of you. And there's also, you can definitely, listen, if you haven't noticed already, depending on where you live with all the drones over the East Coast in New Jersey, and I'm over here in Maryland, I'm just saying that it can't get any more obvious than this. Things are changing rapidly, and you can definitely expect more disclosures of many, many kinds to come through and be revealed. But again, remember that there's going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors around something, around so many things. So again, you're going to have to determine what's true for you until there is something that satisfies the curiosity. All right, so let's look at something here. And I also wanted to pull a card from here. I hope everyone is doing well. This is such intense energy coming through, so let's see. Now, when we talk about integration and we talk about being harmonious with the energies that we want, how can we do that, Spirit? What is it that what actions can we take? And immediately I'm hearing, sound frequency is very important. And that's also the future of medicine. I've been saying that for years. So this might be an amazing time to do a sound bath or sound healing. And if you don't have access to that, then the next course of action would be to turn on binaural beats, if I said that correctly, and any frequencies that you can, and align yourself. This reads gentleness and change. So I have to acknowledge again, because this is coming through. I feel very strongly that there are several people coming across this this video that have actually lost someone within the last 72 hours, like someone very close, and it's quite heavy. There's a lot of this. And so I just want to, first of all, again, condolences for that heaviness, but I'm seeing doves, and they're showing again in this card here, and this card says gentleness. Understand that these changes are necessary and happening with ease, and this ascension is a perception, truly, that this is an end point. This is merely the beginning for that soul. So I understand that those words may not feel wonderful to hear right now, but just know that my heart is with you, and that your energies of your loved ones, they're always with you. All right, so we've got change and gentleness. You can always ask for ease and the release, and that's going to be very important as well. And it's not just releasing someone who's physically present. I'm feeling this is like an energy that you're releasing. Like maybe you haven't spoken, or you've been estranged to someone in your family, or maybe you have you're holding on to an energy of an adoptive parent, or that's what I'm picking up. Like it's just this heavy release as we get towards the solstice, and Spirit saying it's okay. It's okay. Like those energies, those dramas, those traumas, that pain has served its purpose for you, Scorpio. And it's time to put it to rest. Harmonize, look forward, look to the place of hope, and hope you will find. Look to a place of sadness, and sadness you will find. Because again, everything that you seek, you will find evidence of it. So why not change your reality and take a hold of it with that Chariot energy? So what needs to balance in Scorpio's life? When we're talking about harmonizing and getting into balance, where is it that Scorpio can find a victory here? What does Scorpio need to balance during this portal? Sorry, this energy is really intense in my studio. Thank you. What does Scorpio need to balance? Shit. Sorry. Oh, ow. God. Yikes. Hold on. All right. So we've got the 10 of Swords, the 5 of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the 7 of Swords. Okay, so we've got a lot of 10s, a lot of 5s. That's a lot of endings, beginnings, disruption, change, shaking shit up, lack of a better word. So there's this heaviness here. A lot of Scorpio energy in the head. Like everything here is in your head. A lot of air energy with this 1 5 of Cups. Five of Cups is saying, like, are you holding on to something, an old idea for too long? Like, is it really knocking you out of balance? Remember that thing that we've been healing from? Fill in the blank, whatever it is. Remember that thing? Is it just weighing on you? Like, are you carrying it around like a big, 10-pound bowling ball? Is it worth it? Like, is there anything else you can get out of this moment? Because if there is, hurry up and grab it and then let it go. Because it's holding you back and it's over. You can't juice anything else out of this. Those lessons, yes, difficult, very, but your head's stuck in the past. And I'm with you, right? I'm not perfect here. There are certain things where I feel like I didn't have the closure that I wish I would have had, or I didn't say, hindsight, you get offended 20 days later and you're like, you know what I should have said, that kind of energy. And this is saying, why you're tying your mind up. And so you need to bring things into balance. There's a new life for you ahead. So Knight of Swords. And Knights of Swords, they're in pursuit of the truth and pursuit of, that's how it's coming through, because I also have the Seven of Swords as well. And Seven of Swords is about really being crafty, so to speak. And I feel like maybe that's what Spirit's saying, like, be discerning about where you spend your energy, where you put your mental power. One moment. I'm channeling and I feel it right here, and it's different. So I've got this Seven of Swords again with the Knight of Swords. Seven keeps popping up. When we start seeing, we're not seeing a lot of even numbers. We're seeing all the odd numbers, like ones, fives, sevens. Those are all disruptive numbers. And it's not a bad thing, because on the other side of that disruption is literally the star card, the 8. So let's see. So what can we do to restore this balance? What's the action that Scorpio needs to take to restore? Jeez. I have 10 of Wands. So I think that we get the message, right? So as we approach the solstice, as we are in the portal, it's a time of let it go. 10, right? 10, which reduces, of course, to 1, which is a beginning of something new, with 0, the limitless possibility, the cosmic womb. But then we have 3 of Pentacles coming up with the Page of Pentacles. This is a lot about getting curious and working with other people, or seeking guidance, using the intelligence, using whatever tools you have available to you to seek what it is that you want out of life, and actually take the action steps to go after it. And I can't say it enough. Even if you don't see it just yet, there is a freedom that is coming towards us strongly, but that freedom comes with major change and disruption. So, buckle up is the best thing I can say. Buckle up and choose the side of sanity and health, whatever that looks like for you. But this Page of Pentacles, along with this 3 of Pentacles and 10 of Wands, again, end of a difficult journey, finding other people that align and harmonize with you, and getting curious about different ways to achieve your goals and your path. And that balance of releasing that constant burden that you've been carrying, along with new opportunities and availability, is going to be a game changer for you, Scorpio. And it's going to give you a new hope ahead, is the best thing I can say. I'm also getting a lot of pings for medical advancements, and I feel like it's going to come in stages. So, keep that in mind. I expect to see huge turnarounds by March through June. Big advancements as well, like life-changing things that will be. Now, the accessibility of it is where I believe that we've already started seeing the beginning of a bit of a revolution when it comes to healthcare systems, at least here in the United States, with those who are aware of, I guess it was like a shooting of the CEO of United Healthcare. Not that I condone anything by that nature at all. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we're starting to see a bit of a revolt around the systems that people normally might perceive like health as something as a right birth, a birthright, the ability to access healthcare. So I feel like there's a disruption that is not necessarily the catalyst, because this has been in the works for some time, but this disruption allows for major change to be revealed in a chunk much faster than we would have accepted previously. I think that once people become hyper aware of the massive struggles relating to healthcare all the way around, I think that the more light that's shed on it, the more changes that will occur globally. So, I don't know where that came from. Hold on, Scorpio. How's everybody doing? Wait, what does that read? It says, I'm in Maryland and I'm a life path 1, expression 7. Oh, I love a numerology person, and was born on the Tiger year. Well, yes. And I plan to move back and use my connections and relationships to finalize it. Yes. I love that. So guys, look, that came up for a reason, that comment. Numerology is a real deal. I'm telling you, I'm going to start doing videos, and I know I keep saying that, but guys, I'm doing my own health thing as well. By the way, I need to say this before I move on. A lot of you guys have asked me, and thank you for the support since I've started my channel, about more things having to do with my health, my photos that I've recently taken, and I really appreciate the interest. In order to keep my spiritual business a little bit separate from that, if you're more interested, or if you're interested in that, you can follow me on Instagram at simply_Stasi, STASI. And I just started that. So I really haven't posted too much, just a couple of things. But I will be talking more about my healing journey and expressing more of my personal self there as well. So now I'm going to look a little bit more into this solstice manifestation, because I feel that this solstice, I'm going to do a separate video revisiting that, but the solstice energy is going to have us harmonizing our masculine and feminine energies. And we all house those within us. And technically, we are all a they, them, like it or not. However you feel about that, that's up to you. But that's how I see it. And we all house everything within us, but we do, like everything else, tend to get out of balance. And so this is a good opportunity to heal within you those things that have knocked you out. Like, for example, if you've been healing and you've been in the heavy and you've been in the emotional, you might be too heavy in your feminine, and maybe you need to be more expressive, right? Actually using your voice and expressing things and that passion of creation, that's very masculine energy. Not like the birthing where that's feminine, but I mean like actually physically creating. So some things to consider. And I actually just saw the 2 of hold on. Can you stand this? You guys, 1, 2, 3. Look, Ace of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords. Okay. Go after what it is that you want. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to discover who and what you are now. Balance out the many parts of you. There's so many parts of you. You are not just a mother, brother, sister, father, aunt, uncle, deacon, I was going to say. But you are more than that. And, I think it's important for all of us to honor the parts that had to go through it. And that's really important during the solstice. And I think that's what Spirit really wants me to say here, is that in order to find this newfound love and passion and desire for life again, you can't just pretend that all your experiences in the past didn't occur. That was a lot of work, that healing that took place. Again, that was heavy, but now it's time to harmonize. And Spirit's saying, balance those parts within you and thank those parts for the hard work that they did. Sorry. Yeah, it's interesting. So, yeah, that's all right. Interesting. And I'm going to go here and just pull What should we manifest? Actually, before I even get there, let me just, one moment. Is there something else? Thank you. I knew it. Watchers, transpersonal, and this says eyes of the eagle rising above the fray. There's going to be a lot of, there already is, like a lot of truth. Look, we're going to find out a lot of stuff. And I've been saying it. Everybody's been saying it. It's so evident. But like where this says watchers, transpersonal, like I think we're going to see exactly how much. I'm getting a different vibe than what this is meant for. I'm getting like where we really figure out how much of our data is just out there and exactly how much of what we do day to day is a program, exactly how much. Like literally, you've got to be very careful about what you consume. And we've always thought that in terms of food, right? But I want you to think about that in terms of energy. What type of energy are you consuming? And this reads 18, which reduces to 9. Rise above the fray. Have the eye of the eagle, Scorpio. That's the main message here as well. As we are exploring what's true for us, we have to rise above the fray, rise above the hype. Like a lot of stories are going to be sold to the masses, a lot of smoke and mirrors. They don't want to tell us what these freaking drones are about. Come on. If they were American drones, we would have shot that shit down already. I'm just saying. So I've gotten a few premonitions on what they are. I think they're frequency disruptors. So take that how it resonates. But I feel like now I'm going to move into that part of this experience. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So rise above the fray and use the energy of this portal to create a life of harmonious living with the things that make you feel and vibrate at your highest and best. Does that mean that you will always live up here in this frequency? Absolutely not. You're not meant to. If you live all the way up here all the time, you don't appreciate it. You don't understand it. You don't even know that change needs to happen. You don't see yourself. You are up here too much. You are in that God energy, right? God didn't like that. That's why we have humans, right? That's why we were created, to express various things and to have various experiences. So no, you can't always live up there in those vibes, but you can understand that what you perceive while you are here is exactly that, a perception. You can control the reality that you are in because you are the perceiver as well as the creator. Woo. I hope that helps. All right. So lastly, going to look before I go into chit-chatting with all, I want to see something. I swear, if we get number 22 again, you guys know the saga, if you've been doing this with me for a while, that our shadow work always comes up sadness versus anger. And so we're going to shuffle. But for like the last 3 weeks, comment if you've seen that in my other videos. It's always number 22. All right, what's the shadow work for this solstice energy? And the portal and the full moon. This is going to be a lot of crossroads energies because remember that we have that full moon, the moon's in Gemini and the sun's in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is very philosophical, aiming, very focused, seeking like a broader purpose. And then the moon in Gemini is going to be about flexibility, conversations, open-mindedness. So release the skin you're in. There's going to be more than one way to pluck a chicken. Number 19, we have a new number. Oh my God, it reduces to 10. Guys, okay. Solution and problem. I was just saying that. In my head, I was just saying that. So yes, there is more than one way to pluck a chicken. There's multiple solutions, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a problem. It can be an opportunity to find a solution. Opportunity. Opportunity to find another way to do something. And maybe that is maybe that's a solution in itself, guys. I mean, honestly, think about it. If you treat something as a problem, it becomes a pain in your ass. And when it's a pain in your ass, you don't want to do it anymore. Now it becomes an obligation. It's a problem. It's a drama. It's a trauma. Nobody wants to harmonize with that. But if you come across a challenge in this game of life, because you're going to every day, I mean, truly. When you come across your game of life challenges, treat it as an opportunity to, I just saw the Page of Pentacles and I heard, treat it as an opportunity to fuck around and find out, right? Meaning like, is there a different way to do this that's way better than the way I've been trying or the way I thought it had to be done? Expand your thinking. And this is saying like there's solution and freedom ahead, but it comes with a disruptive cost. And so when you perceive this as opportunity for better, then better comes. So I hope that makes sense, guys. And lastly, we're going to look at this manifesting card. I am so happy to see everybody. I can't wait to look at these comments. You guys are steadily chit-chatting. Don't forget, I did a poll. So do the poll. Let us know where you are. And are you guys having unusually like weird weather for wherever you are? Like just whatever's regular weather, is it weird? Like is the weather not what it should be where you live? I'm telling you. All right, here we go. The more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver. I bring about what I think about. The more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver. Gratitude is the right attitude. I'm telling you, like even, and this is hard because look, I'm going through it. We all are. This is that time of year. And when I keep getting knocked down, it feels like I think to myself, okay, this is happening for a reason. I know that I didn't make it this far just to, call it a day. So where are the benefits here? Where is this challenge bringing me, forcing me literally to look elsewhere? And that's what I want everyone to start moving towards that. Like you find yourself at that in that labyrinth that seems like you can't get out of it, right? You're in this loop from hell, it feels like. But start going, okay, I'm clearly barking up the wrong tree. Where is my opportunity? Where do I need to go next? What is the universe telling me? And why am I being so hard-headed that I'm either not falling into it or not trusting? And that places you at that crossroads of that full moon in Gemini that is happening in our natal 8th house. So you may be finding yourself having some real conversations about your money in your household or business plans and partnerships. Again, I'm going to do a different video on that, but it is coming through. So if you do come across where you have to release something or you have to change something, do it with confidence, but also be open to multiple ways to solve the perceived issue. And honestly, just showing gratitude for whatever life brings your way, even when you don't understand it, changes the frequency you emit. It's not just woo-woo stuff. This is scientific. You can look this up, right? You can change your energy and you can affect the people around you as well, which means that people can affect you as well. So don't forget to use your crystals. Don't forget to use, your mantras. Don't forget to wrap your energy up, visualize, sit still with yourself, and make sure that whatever you're feeling is actually yours, right? Because as we ascend, we're going to become more open to others and their energies. So you're going to have to make sure to bubble up. All right, Scorpio, thank you so much. I'm going to stay on for a little bit, so no need to log off just yet, but this will end the reading. And while I'm not taking questions and doing individual readings, I am going to talk a little bit about some of the premonitions I've seen. I'm going to check in with you guys because I'm trying to be go live a little bit more because I've had to take some downtime. And so that's it. So remember that we are all stars in the sky with feet on the ground, doing the best we can with the information that we have. So be kind to yourselves and each other. So I'm going to look up and say hello. I hope everyone is having a great December so far. Let me see these comments. Oh, so many. Oh my gosh. So Susie, I just saw, lost my mom and her sister this year. Today I was out with my daughter. We had a weird glitch in the matrix. I gained an hour just before 12:12. I believe you. I believe you. The internet, and I want you guys to comment below. Let me know if you experienced this. But I mean, so today's 12:12, yesterday 12:11. I believe Instagram was down for a while out of nowhere. Same thing with Facebook. And when I was trying to search things up, I just kept getting, I'm experiencing errors right now when I was using ChatGPT, the voice stuff. So it was interesting. Lot of energy in the matrix glitching. Lot of power went out over here in Maryland. So we had a massive storm and the wind was out of control. And it felt very uncomfortable, to be honest. And that really affects my body because of a health condition I'm healing through. And in the noise, it was very strange. It was a weird, energetic vibe out there. So like any good witch, I took a bowl, put it outside and collected my portal water, which I will use when I craft next. So again, I'm sorry about everyone's loss. And I say that truly. I mean, you guys know I'm a medium. And so I see death very differently. I was born on Dia de los Muertos. It's my jam. I like them much more, no offense, than some of us here because they're funny, actually, in my opinion. But whatever. I think it's the dry sense of humor. Get it? Okay. Anyway. Ooh. I'm honestly looking to release the idea of not having or being enough for myself. I love that. Right. So releasing the idea that you are not enough or that you need to be more. That's the other thing. And basically the exact same thing. And that's going to be very important because the truth is that no one thinks about you as much as you think about you. And that's especially true for Scorpios. We're so introspective and we beat ourselves up. And that internal record, would you talk to your child that way? Would you talk to, your best friend that way? Probably not. I hope not. I mean, you shouldn't. And so maybe if you start hearing that record inside that says you should have, you blah, blah, blah. For me, because I was in a relationship where I was talked to in a way that my internal record took on that person's story, right? And I started to believe their truth about me. And it is still something I struggle with because it was constant all the time. And I was like, yeah, that's true. All of that about me is true. And so I think that once I got out of that and once I started spending more time just healing, harmonizing with things that were not that, the major thing was hearing myself say it out loud. So try that. And for me, it created a quick behavior change. So I would start feeling very frustrated or upset with myself. And I would be like, see, it's true. You can't, blah, 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 blah. And then I started saying it out loud. And to say it out loud was so... it hurt me. It hurt me to say those things. Like I was like, oh yeah, you are stupid. You're ugly. You're this, you're that. You're sick all the time, blah, blah, blah. When I said it out loud, it changed it. And so I just became very conscious of my thoughts. And I would say those are some quick action steps you can take that can definitely correct your thinking. Start saying what you're thinking out loud and you might say and think less of it. So I wish you the best. Good grief with Derek Pierre. Peter, I find that the key to leave the trauma behind and embrace the transformation, renewal through creating community in a positive way to support everyone. I agree with that. I think that the more that you can share what you've learned or what you believe to be true with others, it's again, you're hearing it out loud. Once you hear it out loud and someone else digests it, is it still true for both of you? Is it still something that you agree with? Hearing things out loud changes it. But I also feel like doing, right? Being a person of action is necessary because again, it shows you where you're hitting the nail on the head or where maybe you need to redirect. So, and it's also very necessary as well. It's how we learn of each other. I love the way you read. Thank you. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. I'm from Maryland. Okay, we went through that. Let's see. Release can be easy. You know, Olivia, I don't know if it's a Scorpio thing or if it comes with age or if it's just, you know, experience. I'm not sure. But like when you've done it like so much, it becomes a little bit of a fun challenge, right? Like this rebuild for me has been my favorite yet. I mean, my favorite. I am excited for the way my life is turning out. And this was probably the hardest rebuild. Absolutely. This rebuild was and is still ongoing, the most challenging, but it's been my favorite because every time that I've seen a challenge, I've just faced it differently. Like, okay, well, this isn't what I expected, but where else could I find a solution? And it's interesting that this reading really reflected that. But I also think that it's true for so many of us that have been actively co-creating our reality in 2024. So it is all about perspective, Stephanie. You've been seeing a lot of 1111. I love that. That is portal energy, you know, because if you look at the one on either side, right, the 11, like the Four of Wands, you're literally coming through a gateway. So it is difficult to release the old programming because it's so deeply embedded in our minds. And depending on when you were born, it really defines the type of media you were consuming. Because, for example, if you are in your 40s or older, I would say that all you really received in your formative years was mainstream media controlled by government, right? And so I think I've talked about this before. My family immigrated here from Cuba, and so I was born in the United States, but the media I was consuming literally had me in a situation where I couldn't speak my native tongue in school. I actually grew up to believe that everything about my culture, my family, blah, 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 was just like I was never good enough. I was never going to be good enough because of where I came from. So I think somebody else had before that releasing those limiting beliefs, it is absolutely necessary. It is, because none of that is true. I would have never thought any of that had it not been for external sources. And I didn't realize that was literally shaping my perception reality until I became much older. So, you know, I think that the sooner we figure that out in life, that we have control over how we see things. It's not easy, but it's doable. And the more you do it, the more you exercise that energetic muscle, so to speak. Hello, Captain. Nice to see you. It's mostly programming from family and what they tell you. It is. And you know what's really crazy is that sometimes the people that you perceive to be the closest to you are the ones that support you the least. And I think that is why so many people are shedding some of those grandfathered relationships, even when it means quote unquote blood family, right? Or whoever's been in your life since you were little up. So, all right, guys. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about because there's still some people on here. So I hope that, you know, if you're still with me this far, I really want to know what you guys think. So let's talk about these drones over New Jersey. I have had these wild premonitions. So so it's 3:57. I need to remember that when I do this, tab the video. If you look at, if I can find it, I'm going to tag it here. But I did several videos where I talked about don't believe the hype. There's going to be, and I saw fire in the water. I saw, and I kept saying that something is going to happen. I saw people coming up out of the water dressed like seals, if you guys remember. And I said, we're going to be told it's one thing, like a foreign entity, when in fact it's our own people. So these drones, right, I don't know if I saw that it was falsely linked to something, and I have to be careful about the algorithm. So it was falsely linked to one thing that was overseas and abroad. And now, at least before I started recording, the government's saying that that's not true, but they can't say what it is, whatever. My point is, I had a premonition that these drones were frequency disruptors preparing us for the great reveal. And the best way I can say it is that it came through like this. Once the intelligence, you can call it what you want, source, energy, God, whatever, aliens, whatever. Once the intelligence shows itself to us here in this density, the matrix, the divine matrix, that energetic barrier, right? That veil, that energetic veil, if you can imagine, that disruption would be too great on the Earth's atmosphere, and therefore creating weather pattern disruptions. Hear me out. So I saw this before the drones came, and I checked in with my guides, and I'm like, is that what these drones are about? And I think it's possible that these drones have something to do with a frequency pattern or barrier break, something. Okay. There's something here. So I don't know. I'm going to leave that there. I'm really interested. What do you guys think these drones are about? Do you agree that if the United States knew what they were, that, like, if we really didn't know, do you think that we could or would handle it ourselves? I don't know. I don't follow mainstream media. This has been showing up here and there on YouTube and stuff, and I've made the mistake of going down the rabbit hole. So I have to say that my actual knowledge of what's happening, very limited, but I'm just kind of pulling together various premonitions that I've had along with the astrology, and that's what my guides are sharing with me. I really do feel like there will be some major disruption. One more time. Major disruption within the weather patterns, which is how I think we learn more about these drones and the functions. And I don't think that it's just that, by the way. I think that is one function of many. And I feel like maybe that's why they are on this coast. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I am interested into hearing what other people think. Also, I've said before, and I'm very hesitant to get too much detail into this, but I said before that I didn't necessarily see an inauguration. Why? One more time. That I didn't see an inauguration taking place. I have to be honest, I'm still having a hard time seeing that happen. Now, I'm not seeing any longer something, I'm not seeing necessarily a removal of office. I'm not seeing necessarily something ultra violent, right? But I'm seeing a huge shift, something happening that makes maybe that not an event or not the pressing event. I'm not sure. So I feel like more information will come about that after this solstice, because I have to say that I did receive an interesting message about things not being yet determined at the galactic center, which is interesting because this came through in like a dream form. So it's kind of hard. The perception there is off sometimes, but it was coming through that like final determinations have not been made into which disruption they're going to allow for. So, in other words, there will be some type of disruption when the intelligence is introduced into our matrix. At that point, I think it's still being determined by our star families, take it or leave it, how exactly that will affect Earth and the atmosphere. So, all right. So that is some of the things that that came up into my mind. Trying to think what else. I've been seeing a lot of the rise of the divine feminine. I've been seeing a lot of changes in real estate and what that's going to look like moving forward. So if you've been thinking about buying property or selling property, depending on where you live, you may want to just hang tight if possible, right? And again, you're going to have to make determinations for yourself and your finances based on your needs. This is not, I don't work in real estate, none of that. It's just premonitions that I'm sharing with you. You have to do what's best for you. But the premonitions I'm receiving is that real estate and the values of such things are going to look different, because what used to be purchased for things like generational wealth, now there's going to be different modes and modalities to do that. I see a huge restructuring of what was once called the mortgage structure. Moving forward, I don't believe that mortgages will look the same. If at all, people will be less interested in purchasing for longevity, because no longer are children or people wanting to stay where their families put them, right? And also travel and moving and housing and hologram living, all of that is going to be a huge factor in what people own, create, build, and sell in the 3D. So take that or leave it, but there is a path ahead. So when you have felt recently like the money is not there, that the time isn't there, that the resources are too far, that you don't have the reach, the know-how, the people, I mean, you fill in the blank. Change all those words with, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. Yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. What's the solution that's going to come for this problem? Because now communication is different amongst people and those beyond. So let's see. I'm doing very well. The energy is high. I love that, Annette. Let's see. Either they are coming from under the ocean, right? Or from the other side of the ice walls. Oh, shit. I hadn't thought about that. Yes, they vibrate at a higher frequency, so they are very intelligent. I've been here for a long time. You know, you guys know I always talk about my nail tech, Kevin. By the way, look at these nails. I love my nail tech, Kevin. Like, he's 27 years old, and we're always having like these deep talks during these nail sessions. And he was talking about like, you know, Stasi, I think the aliens are in the water. And I'm like, dude, I think the aliens are in the water, which is why I think I used to be a mermaid. Comment below if you think that you were a sea life creature. Like, anybody else here, a mermaid? Take it or leave it. I'm not the only one. I'm not. I'm not. And you know, if all joking aside, I'm even slightly shaped like a mermaid in real life. Like, I've got these broad shoulders and then not so much, you know, and then like these small legs. And I've always been like, what the hell? I feel like I was built to like swim. I don't know. God, why am I like this? All right, let's see. Octopus is definitely alien-like. I mean, I'm a little jealous of the octopus just being able to do it all at once. But yeah, I feel that that's next level. Let's see. I believe I was a forest elf. You know, Stephanie, no joke. All right, everyone. Stephanie's one of my clients for forever now. And so we have followed each other on social media now for like 2 years. Stephanie, I could see you being a forest person. I could see you frolicking. You are a frolicker. Stephanie the frolicker. Linda, do you think you're a frolicker or do you think you're a mermaid? Let's see. There's so many cool comments. I can't wait to see some of these. Looking up what else is going on. I could see you frolicking. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I have really had an amazing time doing this reading. And the other thing I wanted to say, if you're still with me, you get to hear it. One of the things that Spirit said also that we need to be careful of is that, and I think I may make a whole video on this one, is that perfection is the enemy of progress. I think that's an actual saying, right? Perfection is the enemy of progress. And it's true, because I have been wanting to do so many different things and I want to do it just right, or I want to make it entertaining, or I want it blah, blah, blah. And it's go create, go do you, go live your life. There's never a perfect moment. The perfect time is a time that you begin. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Thank you for coming, and may the magic that we weave and the words that we speak bring healing to all those who seek it. Have an amazing portal and harmonize. Bye, guys. Thank you.